introduce myself? Hello, Mr. Thompson.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. My name is Berthel Wolf, and we will be doing a mock counseling session today. Um, and I would like for you to know that everything that is discussed here tonight is confidential. Now, you must know that if you are going to harm others or harm yourself, that's the exception to the confidentiality. I would have to report that to the authorities. So are you clear on
I understand.
that? Okay. Um, what brings you here today?
Well, recently I've been feeling a little stressed at work.
Okay, and I will be taking notes if that's fine with you.
Yes, that's fine. I don't have
Okay.
a problem with that.
Okay. So you've been feeling uh stressed at work.
Yes.
Okay. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Mm, I'm a retired military veteran. I'm married. I have a wife and three children, three grown children. I work as a logistics officer for the Department of the Navy. Um, Personally, about myself, I'm generally, most of the time, I'm a happy person, positive personality.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let me restate some things to you what I heard you tell me. You said you have stress at work.
That's correct.
Okay, and that's what brought you in.
Mhm.
And what you told me about yourself was you're retired veteran.
That's correct.
You have a wife and three children.
Yes, ma'am.
And did you say they were grown children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said that you are a logistics officer.
Yes,
Okay. And you work for the Department of the Navy.
that's correct.
Okay. How long have you been having the stress?
I would say probably between the last 4 to 6 months.
Okay. And with this stress, has there been any other type of symptoms? Restlessness, lack of sleep, any other things you'd like to share?
Mm, Well, I'm not sure about any type of symptoms. I appear to sleep well at night, but it's just after speaking with my wife, she kind of brought it to my attention that I'm bringing a lot of work related problems home, and that's something that we're not used to, or at least not in a negative tone. It's kind of been in a negative tone lately.
Okay. And you feel the stress is causing this.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me some things about your childhood, growing
Mm,
up?
Yes. Well, I come from a family, three sisters and two brothers. I'm the fifth child out of six.
Hmm.
Grew up basically, mother ran the household. Had a father there, but my mother primary was the provider and the disciplinary in the family. Had graduated high school. Um, had long-time friends as childhood. Just had an active childhood. Had a lot of outdoor activities as a child. I do not recall any type of thing in my childhood that any type of genetic experience or anything to that nature.
Okay. So you have three sisters and two brothers.
Yes,
You say you're the fifth child.
yes,
Your mother was the head of the household,
yes, correct.
and you feel you had a pretty normal childhood.
Yes,
Okay. There weren't any traumatic experiences.
none that I recall.
Okay. Have you had bouts of stress, or have you had stress in your past before this came on 4 to 6 months ago? Were there any other times of stress?
I would have to answer that this way. I personally do not use the stress word, um, but I guess my human nature would have to be yes, because I do realize that it's a reality, but I just choose not to use the word.
Okay. And why do you feel that is that you choose not to use the stress word?
Because I like to feel that I am in control of my own path or even situation when things get difficult. I like to feel that I'm still in control of the situation.
Okay. Can you tell me some ways that you have dealt with stress in the past? What type of coping mechanisms have you used to deal with stress? Even though I know you said you don't like to use the stress word.
My primary means for dealing with impact situations, or I'm a runner, so I choose to run.
Okay. Choose to run. Any others? Sorry. Shauna.
Well, when I'm at work, I like to, when I feel myself getting into that type of situation, I take a walk. I prefer to go for a walk outside, but if the weather does not allow that, I just walk through the building.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So those are some of your coping mechanisms for dealing with stress. Um, Mr. Thompson, can I ask you, what do you hope to gain from coming to counseling? What are
Mm,
your goals?
My goal is, I guess, I don't, I didn't come in with any type of personal goals, but just by talking to you, maybe I might need to identify that stress is real, and but any type of personal goals, just probably looking for some other avenues to deal with high intensity situation.
Okay. So you'd like alternative measures for dealing with the stress that you're experiencing. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Can you tell me some type of stressors that you get at work?
Well, it's sometimes the workload get heavy, and you're dealing with a lot of military personnel. And I understand that the needs that they have, because their job importance, their job is very important. Is force protection, and sometimes a lot of things, i.e., the funding not there because of decrease in budget, and just the caring for the individuals, police officers not being able to equip them with the necessary equipment that they need to perform their job.
Now, do you experience this stress on a daily basis or is it situational?
I would say situational.
Okay, so take today for instance. Did you work today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, were there any stressors that you can speak of today that comes to mind?
Well, it
Or
would be,
situation, excuse me.
no, excuse me, ma'am. It would be like last minute things. This not so much as getting equipment for the individuals, but it's just like last minute, let's last minute requests that is needed, and of course, you wonder where was this request at in the earlier part of the week, and then of course, it's Friday, and of course, I'm like majority of people on Friday. I'm ready to go home, and I like to leave work at a reasonable time.
So, do you work extended hours or do you work a regular shift?
A regular shift.
Are there times that your hours may be extended?
Sometimes.
Okay. Are there other concerns that you would like to address since this is our initial meeting? Pertaining to the stress that is in your life that brings you in.
No, not really.
Okay. So I'd like to restate some things to make sure I have it correct, what I heard you say. When you are feeling stressed at work, you walk. If the weather isn't nice, sometimes you will walk throughout the building. And if it is nice, then you will go outside and take a walk. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Your goals are you're looking for alternative measures to deal with your stress. Is that correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay. You have a heavy workload. Is that correct?
I would say that
That's okay. And a lot of times you aren't able to provide the request or fulfill the request that the police officers are asking for. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay. Can I ask you, when is the last time that you've had a checkup?
Oh, about 3 months ago.
Okay. And what were the results? I mean, were there any ever physical issues or?
No, thank God there were not any alarming issues or concerns.
All right. Um, how long have you been in this job? I forgot to ask you that.
4 years.
4 years.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And do you see yourself staying in this job or?
No. No.
And so, are you currently seeking
Yes, I am.
employment? Okay. And do you feel if you get another job, that do you personally feel your stress level will go down?
I don't know because I say I don't know because any job can bring about high intense situations. So I don't. That may not be the answer.
Okay. Have you or do you take medication pertaining to the stress that you
No,
experience? And have you discussed this with your physician?
no.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Thompson. I'm glad you came in today, and I look forward to our next session,
Okay.
which will be a little more in depth, and we will just build on our conversation from today. Going forward, I would suggest that you continue with the mechanisms that you're using for your stress. And they're great ideas, and just prepare to come back, and we'll have, like I said, a deeper conversation. Okay.
Okay.
And I thank you for coming in today.
Thank you, ma'am, for your time.
Okay.